Well, I think Cole said quite a bit. Firstly, I'd like to hear all of you there say good afternoon when I say good afternoon. Is everyone awake? Good afternoon? A little louder. I think some of us are sleeping out there. I've been there. I've slept through a lot of sessions, so that's why I want you all to wake up. Mine would end up may sound a little of a discourse because what I'm doing and what I've stepped into is something that I'm really emotional and passionate about. But before I go on to that, I think this is a wonderful summit, and I wish when I was in school and college we had an opportunity to sit through what you guys are getting to sit through. And firstly, of course, I'd like to thank Mr. Puri and the entire team for having even thought of me. I haven't done anything great. I'm just no different from any one of you. But I guess I've taken a little different step. And in that, I think it's something somebody would have done. Probably I'm just one of the few to have done it, but that really makes me no different from any of you. And in fact, being here, I'm really honored, and especially to be with such smart people out here, the biodatas of whom I read. And honestly, I probably would have considered ducking like a turtle does, because I don't have the sort of academic qualification. I don't have the IQ that most of them do have. However, I don't feel the need to duck like a turtle, as I just said, because I personally believe that all of us are different individuals. We have different talents and capabilities, which I personally believe that we all should be proud of. And therefore, I think we're all here today just to, in one way or the other, tell you not to succumb to peer pressure or follow others or make decisions on basis of what others do or expect of you. We all know ourselves. Nobody would know oneself than oneself does. And therefore, I think that should primarily be the main basis for deciding what you eventually go on to do. Having said that, it's not something I'm preaching because it's something I myself did. I hail from Rajasthan and come from a pretty orthodox family, wherein for graduation, for example, I was only given two choices, either study in Jaipur or in LSR. LSR because my mom graduated from the same college. Apart from that, I had no other option. I, of course, chose the latter. But I wanted to do something very different, but being an obedient daughter, I didn't. And I personally think I wasted 3 years. So, of course, I learned quite a bit. I don't think any time is ever wasted. Even if you fail, you're still learning. But post-graduation, I decided to, and I think that was perhaps the first and probably the only bold step I've ever taken, wherein I, without seeking permission from anyone in the family, got myself enrolled in an MBA program. I knew the risk I was taking. I knew what the consequences would be. But I believed in myself. I believed in my gut feel. And touch wood, it just worked out well for me. After that, everything else that has happened in my life has been pure destiny. And being where I am today, again, it is, I think, because destiny put forth that platform in front of me, and I actually had no choice but to take it. And I'll tell you how that happened. But all of this has been easy for me because I guess my family as such is an adventurous family. Everybody in my family enjoys taking risks. And most of them having a defense background, I think courage, to an extent patriotism, and the desire to help others only comes naturally to all of us. So therefore, what I've done has not been anything unusual for me because I've seen my grandfather, who has been a serpent of the same village that I'm the serpent of now. He, in fact, was in the army. He retired a brigadier. He was awarded the Mahavir Chakra, and also he's called the savior of Punjab. This is during the 1965 war. Post-retirement in 1975, the villagers got after him, and he did choose to become the sarpanch. However, the contrast that I want to highlight is that his friend, also retired brigadier, went on to become the chief minister of Nagaland. But as I said, it was a conscious decision my grandfather made, of which, of course, he still laughs. He tells the villagers, I came here for you, just a small sarpanch, while my friend sits up there and is running the state. My grandfather, of course, did that because he believed that the village needed help. And he helped them as much as he could, often paying through his own pocket. And since his retirement, there's been a gap of almost 20 years where the village as such has not really seen much of a development. And this year, being a reserved seat for women, the village decided to think of me. And unfortunately, they didn't give me a choice. They actually cornered me. And I'm not exaggerating. That's exactly what they did. For me, yes, it has been a paradigm shift. I have a lot at stake, especially financially. I don't have anything to gain. In fact, I have much to lose. In fact, my small hotel and the riding school is already beginning to suffer. But the way I see it is it's me versus those 7,000 odd people in my village who I thought that if I do not step forward to help them, I don't know how long it would be before anyone else does. And I think even when I'm thinking that, I just thought I was still being optimistic. And I, of course, do believe that charity begins at home. So for me, this village is where my family hails from. So as such, I have not sacrificed anything. I'm just giving back to my family, so to speak. Of course, it is difficult.